responsibilities, and then, of course, work with the Attorney General to be sure that we're getting authorization for the court to release grand jury proceedings so that the American people can see as much as the report as possible. But this deadline was set for a reason, because we believe that it is essential that this report be released in its entirety to the committee, and we intend to pursue it vigorously.
So to be clear, because I know you said to the court about the grand jury testimony, if the Justice Department doesn't comply with the request, you're going to take this issue to court, correct?
Yes, I mean, we're going to authorize the chairman on Wednesday to issue the subpoena, which is the next step, and then the subpoena would be served on the Attorney General. If he didn't comply, then there would obviously be litigation around that. I think the hope still is that the negotiations and conversations between the chairman and the Attorney General will result in the production of the Mueller report in its entirety, which is why all the committee is doing is authorizing the issuance of the subpoena in the hopes that the Attorney General will produce it. But if he doesn't do it voluntarily, we intend to fight and litigate it if necessary to be sure the American people know what happened and know the full truth.
I'm going to check in with one of my legal experts next, but most of what I've heard is that people on the committee, lawmakers, have the right to see information that is unredacted in its full. Listen, the ranking Republican on your committee, Doug Collins, had this to say. This is about your subpoena plan. It said Judiciary Democrats have escalated from setting arbitrary deadlines to demanding unredacted material that Congress does not in truth require, and that the laws do not allow to be shared outside the Justice Department. Do you believe the law is on your side or his side? What do you say?
I don't think there's any question the law is on our side. There's clearly a compelling public interest. We have oversight responsibility. There's precedence for this. And we should remember, this investigation began because our democracy was attacked by a foreign adversary. And this investigation belongs to the American people. They have a right to know the results of this investigation. They have a right to know the truth. And the Judiciary Committee has tremendous responsibilities in this area, both to do oversight, to focus on obstruction of justice, corruption, self-dealing. We have tremendous oversight responsibilities, and we must see the contents of this report as a 22-month investigation. We fought hard to protect Mr. Mueller so he could complete his work. We didn't do that so Mr. Barr could keep it a secret from the Judiciary Committee or cherry-pick what he thinks we ought to see. We have a right to see it in its entirety, and we intend to make sure that happens.
Thank you, Congressman. I appreciate your time. Congressman David Cicilline. Let's bring in Ellie Honig now. Ellie, thank you so much for joining. So, the law is on whose side?
So, I think the representative got it pretty much right. Typically, so grand jury information